ocean. And me and this guy have both had a massive fright.
Hello? The author of the video said, I climbed up here, away from the ocean, and met him. I must say that both this guy and I were really frightened. The opossum was also hiding from the waves, and clearly did not expect that someone would burst into his shelter.
They do look full up and
The goods cannot be saved anymore, except for those that are well packed, but it is not worth getting soaked yourself. And even in supermarkets, sometimes not everything is super. If there is a flood outside, it means you now live on the shore. Get your boat out. Instead of a flyboard or surfing, this guy has something much cooler, a Dolphin Mobile. I wonder how many horsepowers it has, and what emotions one can experience while performing such tricks. A clear day, a calm, flat road, and oh, what was that? After all, this is exactly how they are drawn on road signs, these events. A moose on the road is better than an elephant in the house. If not for this video, no one would ever believe that the motorcycle was damaged, not as a result of an accident, but by an elephant passing by. Apparently, it was looking for a covered parking space. Elephants may seem like meek creatures, but in reality, they can be very aggressive and dangerous. That is exactly why safaris are always led by experienced guides. Do not be fooled into thinking that an elephant runs after you so that you give him bananas. Most likely, he himself wants to teach you a lesson.
Lawrence will take a picture of you and the elephant in it.
Take a picture. He's coming, Colin, go. No.
Hippos may look slow and clumsy, but in the water they are capable of reaching speeds of up to 13 kilometers per hour. So jokes aside, this is a mighty and furious warrior, not just an angry hippo. This lady only truly began to have fun after she retired, and boring is the last word that can be used to describe her present life. What do you think this is? A shadow from a cloud, an oil spill, or a creepy monster under the water? Write in the comments what it looked like to you. The fastest way to drain water from the pool looks like this, though they just wanted to get out of there themselves. In the year 2017, central Mexico suffered from a powerful earthquake with a magnitude of 7.1. The destruction spread across 2 states, leaving almost 5 million homes without electricity. Now we see how panic grips those who ended up in the street. This video was filmed on the 14th of July 2025 in western India, where after monsoon rains, severe floods occurred with apocalyptic scenes. Record heavy rains in July 2025 caused a massive flood in Tokyo. Does it make sense to scoop water out of your house if it is rising in the house opposite, while the general level of water on the street does not change? Let's solve this puzzle. On the 7th of July 2025 in Indonesia, on the island of Flores, the Levatabi Laki-Laki volcano erupted. Eyewitnesses filmed a huge column of ash rising into the sky up to 18 kilometers high. Should I add that the nearest villages were later covered with ash? The helicopter pilot was so confident in his skills that he flew right up to the crater of the volcano in the very midst of the eruption. You need to have nerves of steel as well. The sunset clearly wanted to report something about tomorrow. In your opinion, is this sign amusing or ominous? Share your thoughts in the comments below. It is cold outside and even colder in the sky. It is precisely in the coldest layers of air with ice particles that rainbow clouds form. Landing can turn out to be quite an exciting event. The plane bounces and soars up again. Stay positive and have fun from the heart. Everything will be fine. A helicopter flight can be accompanied by the effect of lymphatic drainage massage. Yes, such flying devices are already on sale. If you do not like traffic jams in the village, you can rush for donuts at the kiosk on your own supercopter. It is funny to watch when a robot is in such a hurry that it has to run. Robots may already dance excellently, but an uprising is still far away. Although in some awkward moments they are just like people and repeat our clumsiness very convincingly. A wave is a completely unpredictable phenomenon, and here it has already bathed you in foam. It is good if you held onto your phone, because finding things that drifted away will not be so easy. One of China's natural wonders is the tidal wave on the Qiantang River. Every year between August and October, in particular on the 18th and 19th days of the lunar calendar, thousands of people gather along the river to see the strongest tidal waves in the world, known as the Bore, which can reach a height of up to 10 meters. The water is forced into a narrow space, creating a powerful shockwave, the speed of which reaches 40 kilometers per hour. The spectacle is undoubtedly breathtaking, but also dangerous. Here is what the aftermath of a sudden flood in New Mexico looked like in the summer of 2025. In the city of Ruidoso, 64 millimeters of rainfall fell in a short period of time, which is almost a tenth of the average annual global indicator. Do we even need to prove that all the wrath of this world fell upon one place? He is doing everything right. This is exactly how one should wave their arms in the water to show that they need help. A nice house is a reliable roof, only the entrance is not very convenient yet. Through the window. Nothing to worry about, we will gnaw a wider door. A scene reminiscent of the expression, to vanish into Lethe. When you see this massive swim, do biblical motifs also come to your mind? Yes, such a rare, large-scale event cannot be called anything else but epic. Why are there so many racers here today? This is not a car rally, this is a car swim.
Смотри, этот смерть. Это красиво, базара нет, я его на 300 летит.
If you get into flames and in front of you spins a fiery whirlwind, and then ahead looms a black column of tornado, should one understand this as meaning that soon the gates of hell will appear before your eyes? Or is this just a car rally in Kalmykia, friends?
Мы где? Это Калмыкия.
A lightning strike happened suddenly and swiftly, hence the word lightning fast. Let us watch on the replay what is invisible at first glance. Very close to the dangerous spot during the discharge a car was passing. And here is what effect a sudden strong thunderclap produces on the psyche. Probably in addition to that, lightning also struck the house. Back in school, they told us that lightning most often strikes the highest place. When a tree falls on power lines, it can cause a short circuit, or a long circuit judging by the time. I hope it did not lead to a fire or a power outage. Sandstorms can be so strong that they can move entire huge dunes from their place. A storm can turn a city into hell. Even if you are in relative safety in an apartment, it is better not to stick your head out into the open space. The wind can be so strong that it sweeps away even heavy structures like paper. The roof of a sports club in Brazil had no chance of withstanding this squall. This hail does not seem so destructive until you look at the roof of the garage. Now it is completely dotted with holes and can serve as a shower for the car. What amused the witnesses so much? Probably the fact that the Ferris wheel spins the cabin as if it were a girl swinging her handbag in her hands, don't you think? A very bad premonition arises when looking at this swing, especially if it is accompanied by such a sinister creak. When it comes to transporting the blades of wind turbines, the most important thing is careful route planning. Unfortunately, this time everything went wrong right here. You could call it the propeller did not fit into the turn. Carefully dismantling a structure with a gentle touch of an excavator bucket, this is the highest level of excavator control skills. They came to the Icelandic ice, not realizing that they had chosen the most appropriate moment. For this part of the glacier, the last one. The driver of this truck was clearly saved by the universe itself. He almost fell into the Ohio River from a height of more than 20 meters. Luckily, the wheels caught on the strong grate of the bridge. Fortunately, rescuers quickly arrived at the scene and pulled the man out of the cab safe and sound. One can imagine what he went through in those moments. If your car behaves the same way, do not try to finish the route. It threatens that you may be left without wheels in the middle of the highway. This is probably the first time I see a plot where such a giant is skidding while landing on the runway. Can you imagine what the inertia of such an aircraft is, and what danger a sudden off-runway exit carries? Launching a ship into the water is a very responsible event. Anything can go wrong, and here witnesses are now guessing where this bang came from. Something definitely broke or exploded. Have you heard the joke about a submarine that perished in a field in an unequal aerial battle? Jokes aside, but this monument to the famous nuclear submarine K-19, also known as Hiroshima, is indeed located on the shore of the Pyalovskoye Reservoir near Moscow. It was installed here in memory of the feat of the sailors who prevented a catastrophe. This stunt seems dizzyingly dangerous, almost a dead loop. The pilot showed incredible skill by landing a light aircraft on just one wheel of the landing gear. It only looks easy from the outside. Look at how many rescue services arrived at the scene. Firefighters tried their best to contain the forest fire, but help from the air arrived just at the moment when it was needed the most. Only by watching the heavenly bodies and the special effects in the sky can we realize that our planet is spinning, and quite perceptibly. Some bathing places are overcrowded. It is not even clear, are these sea cows or elephant seals? We see only numerous gray backs. Do you think they will manage to catch anything today in such weather, besides dizziness and nausea? Those who go fishing at the right time and in the right weather are more lucky. You do not even need to cast anything, just scoop it up. Fishing is a match in which two teams participate. There are also players in the water who hunt for your catch, just like this cunning dolphin did, 1-0 in his favor. Juno is not just a beluga whale. She is the main prankster in the aquarium. Her favorite game is to scare children as soon as they come close to greet her. The smartest creature with well-developed communication skills. Do you not agree? Can you believe it? I have never seen anything like this, that so many whales were in close proximity to the boat and did not overturn it. A majestic sight of magnificent creatures that will remain in memory for a lifetime. Imagine how disappointing it would be if at that moment they were looking the other way and did not notice the whale, or the phone was not at hand, or not turned on to record. The cameraman was lucky to capture the largest ray, a manta. These giants can reach up to 9 meters wide. It feels like we are looking at a floating tent. The thirst for life is an incomprehensible force. Just think about how much resilience is needed to survive in such conditions and still find a way to lean on the ground. Parrots are very communicative. They do not even need words. They understand simple signals, and they will come at your first call to communicate with you.
Hello.
Lots of blue bottles.
And they wriggle and jiggle around.
At first glance, it seems that many blue plastic bottles with caps have been thrown onto the shore, but if you look closely, you will see that this is something alive, but not shells. It is not difficult to notice that for some reason they are moving. It turns out that these are thousands of jellyfish thrown by the current into a narrow harbor. It is enough for one silkworm caterpillar to get off track and begin circling for the rest to blindly follow it. They can circle for days until exhaustion finally deprives them of strength. Round tables are not only for politicians. Frogs also have something to discuss. Hundreds of thousands of frogs settled comfortably on a farm. Imagine what kind of noise will stand there in the evening when this choir starts singing simultaneously. Hello, we are not locals. We happen to be passing through. Our money and documents were stolen. May we spend the night at your place? wonderful idea to use automatic watering as a water cannon. The most important thing is the effect of a sudden attack. It decides everything. Gorillas have repeatedly found themselves on the verge of extinction, but efforts to protect wildlife have changed the situation. Now you can even go on special excursions to see these incredible animals in their natural habitat. Cute, aren't they? If you think that walking barefoot on scorching asphalt is a trifle, look at how it looks. Remember the yogis and do not risk burning your feet.
No way! Are you sure?
It is good that a kind person came across, gave the guy flip-flops.
Oh my god, alright, I'll bring him back in like 2 hours.
I wonder if he will return them as promised in a couple of hours. A beautiful jump is called a trick, but if it turned out to be not long enough, it is just a shortfall. Now he looks funny, like in a cartoon. For him, it is just a glorious slide and an opportunity to dry his fins. Which storyline impressed you the most? Share with us in the comments below. That is all for today. With you was the Channel Eternity Lab, the laboratory of eternally relevant content. Thank you for watching, subscribe, and watch our previous episodes.